Hello, my lovelies, and today I want to talk to you about someone who is near and dear to my heart. And no, it is not Chewbacca, though Chewbacca is bomb diggity. I want to talk to you today about Teddy Roosevelt, and I've compiled a list of the 10 reasons why he's a BAMF. BAMF, if you didn't know, is a badass motherfucker. Warning, there's going to be a lot of profanity in this video. Number 10. He was a president who wasn't a damn racist. I'm so tired of reading about presidents in history who were such huge bigots. He integrated the schools of California because they were segregating the Asian students out of the population, the Asian migrant workers' children, and that's a huge thing. Not to mention that the Rough Riders, which is what he's actually most famous for besides the presidency, was a completely integrated group of Asians and blacks and you know, Hispanics. Everyone was allowed in the Rough Riders, and he led them, and they are fucking amazing. They are like the BAMF patrol, I don't know. Number 9. This one's kind of stupid. He named one of his kids Kermit, which is actually his wife's maiden name, so it's, you know, kind of lame, but I thought it was pretty cool. Number 8. He went to Harvard on scholarship. On full scholarship, graduated with honors, and spent his entire time there annoying the teachers with his insufferable intelligence. That's sexy to me. Number 7, he was the youngest ever state representative when he won the representative slot for New York at 23. What were you doing at age 23? Like, seriously. Because he was being a state representative. Number 6, after he was a representative, he became the police commissioner of New York City, and instead of, you know, sitting at a desk like most police commissioners, he decided that it was his job as commissioner to go undercover as a beat cop to uncover corruption in the NYPD, so he'd go around looking for cops who were taking bribes or turning the other way when they saw violence that was from organized crime. And when he found them, he'd punch them. Like, he'd beat them into a bloody pulp. It wasn't even like, I'm gonna take you in for some questioning, officer, because I'm the commissioner. It was, I'm gonna beat your face until it resembles like a piece of Swiss cheese. Because he was so awesome. Number 5. Josiah the Badger was the first pet when he was in office, as opposed to, you know, a dog or a cat, or in Monroe's case, an alligator. But the first pet was Josiah the Badger, and I don't know if any of you know anything about badgers, but they are one of the most dangerous animals in the world. Like, you think a grizzly bear is dangerous? He had one of those too as one of the pets in the White House, so I guess that doesn't really count. He also had a lion, but badgers are so much more deadly than either of those creatures that it's not even funny. And this badger, the funniest part is that when he was in Oklahoma boarding a train, there was a huge crush of people, you know, who wanted to watch the president board the train and bid him farewell, and a little girl threw this badger at him. Like, not gave it to him. It wasn't presented to him at a town hall. She fucking threw a badger at him. And he caught it and kept it as a first pet, and this is fucking cool! And it would run around the White House just, like, gnawing on people's legs. I just think that's kind of awesome. He's definitely a BAMF. Number 4. He was the first American to win the Nobel Prize. You guys might not realize that Americans didn't make up the Nobel Prize and so many Americans win it. It's a Swiss award, and usually, back in Teddy Roosevelt's time, Americans didn't win the prize. And he won it for something important, not like President Obama. I mean, I'm not saying that I don't like President Obama, I'm just saying he didn't do anything to win it. Whereas Teddy Roosevelt stopped a war, and was the first American to win the Nobel Prize, which is the highest award you can basically get. Number 3. He survived an assassination attempt while in Oklahoma, and instead of canceling the speech that was scheduled, he presented a 2-hour-long speech while he was still bleeding profusely from an undressed bullet wound in his chest. and then did not go to get it treated until he was done with his speech and with greeting people afterwards. He, like, waited practically 3 hours to get a bleeding bullet wound treated because he knew it was more important to talk to his populace, and because he's just that much of a motherfucker. Number 2, he had asthma. He was incredibly nearsighted, and I believe he actually had some bone deficiencies, like he had weak bones or something when he was a child, but that didn't stop him from going mountain climbing for his first honeymoon, being a black belt in jiu-jitsu, and having a championship career as a boxer. This guy is, like, amazing. Like, there is no imagining of this. Like, it's stranger than fiction how amazing Teddy Roosevelt was. And reason number 1, and you guys are gonna think it's kind of stupid, but you know what? I'm putting it in there. If Chuck Norris tried to take Teddy Roosevelt on in a fight, Dear Chuckles would get his sorry ass handed to him. And this is Birghita, signing out.